This is so tough, y'all. The Seafoam's gonna look good, Mr.
Bring out your eyes.
Okay, and we're back to the 9. It's a 9 now. That's crazy. Damn. Whew. Not the cloud shirt. When fans started tweeting me, I was like, wait, is this real or like someone made it up? They were like, no, it's on the shot. Y'all came quick with it. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi, y'all. This is so nice. Did Stewie pick me to be next to her? We're just gonna tell everybody that. Stewie picked me next to her. You see this? Look, I knew it. Woo. With the salves in there too. Yeah. Never that.
All right, so I'll get started. First, just talk to us about the process and the journey of getting here and when it became official. Did you receive a call from Jonathan? Did your agent tell you that this was like finally happening? Because there was so much speculation on social media.
Yeah.
And then it kind of stopped and then it started buzzing again.
Yeah.
I know you were at Unrivaled for the semifinals or the finals when it broke. So just talk us through that day.
Yeah, I think for me that day was really special. Patience has never been a strong suit for me. I've always been a hyper kid. I've always been, if you want something done, go do it. But this was a different test for me in God's journey for my life and my career. And so that patience piece of kind of sitting and letting JK and everyone involved, my agent Aaron, handle something that really just abruptly hit me when I was at Unrivaled. And so that day I'd been waiting over a month at that point to hear news back of whether the trade would go through or not. And you know, you kind of see something in your near view of what could happen, but I feel like I always knew that God had different plans for me. And I knew some way, somehow, I don't know why, but I always knew New York would be somewhat in my journey or my career. I didn't know it would happen this year. I didn't know it would happen that day, but when I got the call from my agent was the first one to call me, and then obviously I got to talk to JK. And I can't even tell you, I cried in my apartment because that's that feeling of, okay, I think this is what you're trying to tell me to do, God, and right now it's to be patient and to let those people that are advocating and working hard for me to do that for me and to kind of just let it be. And that was just a big round of a circle moment for like, he is the driver. He always has been the driver in my career. I've always made every decision based with him as the forefront, understanding that this journey has been a blessing that a lot of people don't get. And so when that happens, and I'm 2 hours from home with an organization that has really just set a precedent for our league time and time again, an organization that has supported me from afar. It's like weird, right? Because we're competitors, but I've always felt the love, not only from the front office and staff, but also from the fan base as well. And so when you have an opportunity to wear liberty across your chest, you understand what that means. You understand all the women that came before you and played in this jersey, and of what you were able to accomplish last year while I was still playing and winning your first ever championship. And now I get to be a part of trying to run it back and bringing another championship to the city, and to do it with people that at Unrivaled I really got a chance to meet, Sab and Stewie. And so yeah, when I went to the gym, obviously you saw the videos, I was hyped. I got to celebrate with my friends, my family, the people that, you know, had seen me go through a really tough situation. And to have it happen at Unrivaled was not easy. You're around your counterparts, your coworkers, and all that's going on. It's just a lot. So just really thankful to my tribe, thankful to this organization, and really thankful to be here in Brooklyn.
So who was the first person you told, like, this is actually
Izzy. Izzy. I mean, obviously that dynamic, but that's my home and that's my rock. And we've been through some things these last 4 years, both of us, and to really be each other's stability. You not only want to go through like some of your downfalls together, right? To really like solidify and hold each other through. But you also want to celebrate your successes. And so we've avoided each other in our careers up until this point. And again, we didn't try to make it happen. It was just God aligning. So that was the first person I told. Obviously, she's on the team, so she was excited from a teammate perspective, but then also our home perspective too.
And then I saw you show BG the video.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the energy and the reaction.
Yeah.
So it seemed like everyone in your circle was so supportive and excited about
Absolutely.
making this move.
Absolutely. I think that I'm a person that I just try to do things the right way. I try to treat people the right way. And sometimes a good heart gets taken advantage of, and sometimes the business comes into play. So I think what happiness you were seeing for everyone is just that. I approach everyone with love and light, and so for their person to be taken care of, their friend, their teammate, whatever I was to them. BG especially, obviously we're both in kind of the same predicament of trying to find a new home this off season, so no one knew with that stress more than her. We went through it together, so to have that moment with her, same as I had it when she signed to Atlanta, it's just like, man, we're really happy for each other.
So now you're in New York. You're from Philly,
Yeah.
back on the East Coast.
I love it.
What does it mean to be
West Coast, East Coast.
So what does it mean to be so close to home?
Everything. My family is everything to me. It's no different than when I went to Maryland and then decided to come home to go to St. Joe's and be closer to family. It's just everything that I am. I'm a product of my environment. The player, the person, the advocate, everything that makes me is my family. So to be 2 hours, to be able to have them come to our games whenever they want. My parents are a little bit older, so that travel for them is easier. I get to see my nieces and nephews grow up. I don't have to be away for long stints of time again. So I'm just really excited. And again, for like my Philly fan base to still be able to support someone that grew up there, still reps there. I'm a product of, I'm a Philly dog, and the Philly dog got brought to New York, and now I get to kind of learn and see how they mesh well together and collide. And I'm just really excited to be back on the East Coast. Something that I've always appreciated is this fan base and how we support our teams and how we go about fandom. Like, we really ride for ours, we support for ours, whether we're winning or we're losing. We're not Mayweather fans. We're always going to lock in, and that's just what it is. And so I feel like we have that similarities, and I feel like you got dogs, but I feel like you've been needing a dog, and I'm excited to be that dog. I'm excited to be what this team needs me to be every single night, whether that's a pass-first point guard, whether that's a scorer, whether that's a defender going against their best offensive opponent on the other team. I understand what it means to wear liberty across my chest, and I've always been a person that the name on the back really is always going to excel, but that name on the front, when you play for it and you do things the right way, everything else will come into play. So I'm going to give y'all everything I got. I'm going to give y'all everything I got every single night, and we're going to shake some up.
Obviously our fans love you.
Mm-hmm.
In 2020,
I love y'all bad too.
You took us down to the wire.
I was trying to get a game 3, y'all.
You almost got it too.
Sure.
And going into that game, you predicted, that you were going to have an offensive performance for the books. Yeah. Your defense on Sab, who you said y'all are now besties.
Okay, period.
It was really exciting to watch. So just talk about what that experience meant for you, and then obviously in your post-game presser, you really just delivered some heartfelt words to the New York fans, and now that you're here, it's just like such a full circle moment.
It's a full circle moment. Yeah, that moment for me, that year I could have told you that was my last year probably playing in DC. That was just kind of the way that it was going. I was coming into my new big free agency where I was unrestricted, so I kind of felt like this was my last hurrah in a DC jersey, and what better place to play than Barclays Center under the lights in front of all these fans and celebrities. I mean, y'all just do it different. So we had lost the game 1. Obviously that sucks when you only get 2 games, maybe 3 at most if you push it to a game 3. And for me as the point guard and the dog of DC at that time, it was whether we're faking it or making it, I'm going to speak this into existence. So a lot of times you'll see me deposit checks that I might not necessarily have at the time, but that I know that I can back that shit up when I step on that floor, and I'm going to do everything in my power to do it. So going into a game 2, I just wanted my team and obviously New York at that time and everybody to know we're going to give you our best effort to go home for a game 3. So we go as I go. That's how I always felt. So I was giving everything on that floor. My team was too. We almost sent it to a game 3. Obviously came up a little short, but that moment walking off the court is one of the top 3 moments of my career outside of winning a championship and the Dawn Staley Award.
Fans gave you a standing ovation.
That's never happened to me ever in my life. And you're talking about a mid-major kid, so you don't even go into like my underdog story or anything that is entailed in who I am as a second-round draft pick, not expected to be here, but here 10 years later with a championship. Like, that to me is something you dream of as a kid, man, that you give everything, and that's the Philly and New York feel of I gave everything, and that's something that New York respects. That's something that Philly respects, and it's an expectation, right? Every single night, whether you got it or not, whether you feel good or not, whether you had a good day or not, whether it's going on at home or not, my job is to come here and to perform to the best of my ability. So for the fans here to feel that and to then give me the love walking off the court, it was like the perfect exit to an 8-year career that I was really proud of in DC. But obviously, little did I know on the horizons was a fan base that I was soon to be a part of. And when you already have that love and appreciation for one another, it makes you want to work harder. It makes me want to play harder for New York because of the love that I've been given by this fan base. So full circle moment. I'm here now. I'm in my Seafoam. I'm excited to be in Brooklyn. And I'm just excited to give this team and this organization everything I got. That doesn't change no matter what happened in my past or with different organizations. What you get out of me every single night, that remains the same.
So you talked about that being a top 3 moment in your career. You've always been about legacy and speaking up for what matters and social justice issues, etc. And the Liberty also have deep ties and roots in that space and making sure that our fans and our community know that we stand for something. In 2020, at the height of the pandemic, at the height of Black Lives Matter movement, when we didn't know, which way the WNBA was going to go, would there be a season, would there not be a season, the bubble, etc., you made the decision to sit out and dedicate that season to raising awareness in the fight for social justice.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that decision, and then also 5 years later, this is now the 5-year anniversary of that. What is your mindset today as it relates to like social justice, racial equity, and the sacrifices that you've made in your career? 2020 was definitely the hardest decision that I've probably ever had to make in my career. To sit out after winning, it would essentially be right if I was on the Liberty last year, we won, and now I'm deciding to sit out this year. It was a rash decision, one that was supported by staff and my teammates, understanding just who I am as a human being. And the reality is, every day when we take these jerseys off, I am a Black gay woman in America. And because of that, I am seen as less than. I am set up for a fight of a life. I am set up almost 10 feet behind the starting line at most moments. And the intersectionality of me, I think people always call me an advocate. If I didn't use these cameras and the spotlight to be a voice for the voiceless and create, whether it's dialogue or real tangible things for issues that are plaguing the communities that I care most about. I think a lot of times as athletes that we have to be so selfish in our journeys to be great, and sometimes we can get locked into that and protecting what is ours and our assets. And it's no surprise that you can be blackballed out of leagues or lose your job for speaking up about issues that are really prominent within our country. But my belief is that God has always and will always provide for me. I know my true purpose through this game of basketball, and it's to do more than just win on the court. It's to also help and advocate for and
to really push the needle forward with groups that I truly care about. And so that's what led me into the decision. I sat on it, I prayed on it, and how do I go into a bubble when I have the potential to be George Floyd or Breonna Taylor? How do I go into a bubble and play a basketball game when we're talking about life? Like that was very real for me. That was my perspective on it. And so there's no right way to go about advocating. Everybody that went into that bubble was amazing and intentional. Everyone that stayed out of the bubble was amazing and intentional. And to it, we were able to save democracy, which is a lot of times that people won't talk about what happened in 2020. The WNBA saved democracy single-handedly. Whether we get our flowers or not, we're gonna still do what we do because that's the blueprint. But I can't tell you how excited I am to be in New York. You're talking about somewhere that we don't give a we don't, like in the best way, I can't say it any other way, but you're going to treat people right. You're going to treat people with equity. And if you don't, we're not going to shy away from telling you that it's wrong. I'm very big in my advocacy of making sure that everyone feels like they won. I think that's the way of being great in business, is to make all parties feel like in some way, shape, or form they're winning. But there's a common ground everywhere. It's just, are you willing to make a common ground? Are you willing to put yourself out there to meet someone in the middle? And so for me, that's what it comes down to. I'm very simple. There's right and there's wrong. I know that life is gray area, but when your morals and your values are sound, you don't really sway within that gray area. I'm big on, I hate bullies. I don't believe in bullies, whether it's grade school or our politics now that we can talk about. But I think we really do need to start talking about, not about politics, but more so about our moral compasses and where we are right now in society and how we care about others, how we care about our neighbors. If we're going to say that we're about our certain religions, whatever religion that you are a part of, I support. But if we're going to say that we're about that, then let's be about that in every walk of life. And that's just kind of how I am. So.
Well, and I'll say this on behalf of the organization, we are extremely excited to have you here.
I'm so excited.
Amplify your voice, to collaborate with you, to build on whatever messaging and platform that you want to share with the world.
I appreciate that.
You have equality across your chest.
You
right?
already know what it is.
So we'll create some good trouble together.
I love that. Good trouble. John Lewis, may his soul rest in peace. Well, we're going to get into good trouble, and some good trouble needs to happen to get us back on track for sure.
Yeah. Let's switch it back to basketball. We have a deep team, deep roster.
Man.
But you said you're a dog. What other areas do you feel like you'll come in immediately and make an impact? And then just talk a little bit more about the chemistry that you were able to build with Sabrina and Stewie, and then also how that may have helped, shape your decision in coming here, or help, make you more excited about coming here.
Yeah. I think that for me, the biggest piece that I can bring outside of like my dog on the court, and obviously I'm a pass first point guard, I can score, I can do all those things, but I think my biggest piece is like, I love people, and I have what my mama and Izzy will say is my superpower, is a way of bringing everyone together and making people feel seen. I know y'all already have a great chemistry. Obviously, to win a championship, you have to care about the people that you're standing next to and playing next to. But I feel like I add another piece of dynamic for that, and so I'm excited to bring that. I'm excited to get into this locker room and meet a bunch of different players that I didn't know before. And then obviously with playing Unrivaled, I got to meet Stewie and Sab on a more intimate level. Obviously, Natasha came later, but I already knew Naj from playing in college, and just her being an underdog in her story too, and what she had to go through early in her career to be where she is in New York now. And but to get to know Stewie and Sab a little bit better obviously made my decision so much easier. They're two really like quiet and reserved people, but they're funny as and they have like the funniest low-key comments that no one else ever hears, and I'm like, why the does no one else hear you say these slick ass comments but me? They made the mistake of putting me and Sab next to each other in the locker room, so I was always getting yelled at for laughing at her comments while he was talking, so I'm sure Sandy will get on my ass at least once or twice. So.
Well, you're next to Stewie here.
Yeah, I'm next to Stewie here, so I'm just going to be cutting her poppy and mommy, whatever she wants to call it, whatever crop it is, I'm going to be cutting them. And I know y'all like that little crop top she had on, yeah.
We said we should have taken your Cloud 9 t-shirt and made it a crop for you.
Listen, okay. Oh, I got you. Don't worry. I saw them scissors in my locker already. Everything's getting cut.
We'll wrap this up. So, quickly, just tell us, like, what kind of responsibility do you feel like now that you're in New York to deliver on this hype and this build-up?
And I love this. This is the dog in me. I'm salivating. I think with like great responsibility comes, what is it? What's the Spider-Man quote? Great power comes great responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. There is nothing more from on the court and off the court than I wanted to do than come to New York. I know the expectations that are made for me every single night, and I place them on me more than y'all probably are going to. There's an expectation for me to be the best version of myself every single night for this organization. And again, that's on and off the court. There's an expectation to still be here in the community as well. I'm always big when I come in the community of shutting the fuck up and listening to what this community needs, as opposed to like coming in and being like, oh, I feel like y'all need this. So if I'm quiet for the first little bit, that's cool, but I'm gonna get into good trouble once I figure out what is exactly needed. But there's no brighter lights than playing in New York, and there's no brighter lights that I want to play under than New York. So I'm excited for this. I'm prepared for this. The underdog in me has been preparing her whole life for this. So I'm excited, man, and y'all gonna be excited too. And don't be acting shy when I talk to y'all on them sidelines, okay? I'll talk to you too. I can multitask. Whoop ass, belt to ass, and talk to y'all asses too, okay?
This was great. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much.